Hey friends, welcome back to the YouTube channel. If you're new here, my name is Oleg. This is one and only Mr. Bond. We do indeed love watches. In today's video, we're going to do a review of a diver watch from a micro brand called Audaz Watches, and the name of this model is Sea Armour. I actually reviewed one of the Audaz watches previously. It was this crazy looking, kind of an Richard Mille inspired watch. I liked it, but it did have some negatives. So what do I think about this watch? It's not for me. The biggest negative of this watch, well actually I'll get to the biggest negative of this watch in a second. But before we get started with the review, I just want to let you know that this watch was provided to us for free for the review and we get to keep it. It's not going to affect the review in any way, just want to be transparent. So now, let's review this watch. We're going to do something a little different. We're going to talk about the negatives of the watch first. Well, at least the negatives to me. The case dimensions. This watch has a diameter of 45 millimeters, so from this point to this point, but excluding the crown and the crown guards, it's 53 millimeters from one lug to another, so from this point to this point. However, if that wasn't long enough, it also has first male links, so actually the widest points on the case, this point and this point, are about 58 millimeters apart. It has a 24 millimeter lug width, and it's 14.8 millimeters thick. For a quick size comparison, here's the watch next to a Seiko SKX. Seiko SKX on the right, Audaz Sea Armour is on the left. As you can see, it's a giant watch and it looks big. SKX being 42.5 millimeters in diameter, this one being 45 millimeters in diameter, it looks way bigger than only a 3 millimeter difference. Some watches are big and they wear very big. It's not always all about case diameter. Here's another watch that's pretty big for my collection. That's the Oris Aquas 43 millimeters and Audaz being 45 millimeters. As you can see, Oris looks way smaller. It doesn't look like a 2 millimeter case size difference. It is also quite a thick watch at almost 15 millimeters. Here it is on my 7.5 inches wrist. I don't like this fit at all. First of all, it's a little too heavy, 216 grams. It wouldn't be my personal preference. Wearing it all day kind of gets jarring. Secondly, this protruding crown at the 3 o'clock position, it just digs into your wrist. It doesn't have to protrude so much. I don't know what this design is all about. And thirdly, it's just a little too big for my personal preference. I mean, some people like big watches and that's fine. This one is not for me. It sits tall, it sits proud, it really stands out. So if you're into that kind of thing, you will like this one. For me, it's too large. I looked at the design of this watch, I looked on the website, and it looked really attractive. I knew that it was 45 millimeters in diameter, but as I said, not every watch that is big wears big. Example is that Oris. It is 43 millimeters, but it wears smaller than that. This one here, unfortunately, it's too big. Even though I do like the design, it's quite attractive. I can imagine this watch being 40 millimeters, it would be killer. I really like the color combination, I like how it looks. But at 45, it's just too big. It is also too expensive. $400 is the regular price. Don't freak out, they do have a 30% discount code. They provide that discount code for the viewers of this channel. But also, if you don't want to use our discount code, we're not getting paid or anything like that. It's just a nice thing that they've done. But if you don't want to use our discount code, if you look at the top of their website, they're pretty much offering 30% off of all the watches on the website. It's a discount code that they give to everyone. So if you click on that link, you sign up for their email newsletter and you get 30% off, which takes this watch to about $280. Not too bad, but I would like to see this one closer to that $250, maybe $240 price point. I mean, it has a stainless steel case and stainless steel bracelet. The finish on the case is okay. It's all brushed finish. Big oversized crown at the 3 o'clock position. I do like this little plastic part or rubber part on the crown. Makes it much easier to operate, but it doesn't have to be so big. Just look how much it protrudes off of the case. It doesn't have to do that. Another thing that I noticed about this crown, when you fully unscrew it, it's a bit wobbly. That's not a good sign at all. Operation of the crown though, pretty nice and simple. It does have a ghost position, meaning the movement of this watch has a date complication. There is no date window cutout on the dial, so when you put the crown into the second position for the date change, you can change the date, but there is nothing happening on the dial. That's what we call a ghost position. Of course, this one here has the Seiko NH35. It's 24 joules, beats at 21,600 vibrations per hour, has 41 hours of power reserve, hackable, hand-windable, and has a date complication. There's a different Seiko NH movement. I forgot which one that is. NH38, I think. That one doesn't have a date complication, so if they paid a little bit more attention to detail, they could have gone with that movement instead. A screw-down case back with this engraving of an anchor. It looks okay. It's nice and thick. And you would think, okay, it has this massive crown, it has this massive case back. The watch itself is very massive. It probably has super impressive water resistance. It probably has 1,000 meters or 500 meters of water resistance. No, this one still has 200 meters of water resistance. So it's just big and massive for the sake of being big and massive. It does have a diver style bezel, 120 click unidirectional bezel with a ceramic bezel insert. I like the visual aesthetic of this bezel. I don't like the design and the functionality of this bezel because it doesn't have even a scalloped bezel. It kind of has this completely smooth bezel with a high polish finish, and it's super tough to grip. Like, you really have nothing to grip on. On top of that, the bezel itself has quite a bit of resistance. It doesn't have too much backplay, and it does align properly, but it's just a chore to operate. I generally like the design and the color combination of this watch. I like that yellow seconds hand, the hours and the minutes hand, that sword style design, that looks cool. I like the yellow text on the dial to match the yellow seconds hand. It says Sea Armour automatic 200 meters / 20 atmospheres. Audaz logo by the 12 o'clock position, applied indices with some lume. Here's a lume shot for you. Now the lume application, not fantastic. If you look at the 0 o'clock position on the bezel is lumed. It's not evenly applied, even though it looks pretty good, it is a spotty application. The watch comes on a stainless steel bracelet. It's an H-link bracelet with a polished middle link and brushed outer links. I like the design of this bracelet. Kind of matches the design of this watch. I also like this little cutout on the buckle. That's a nice touch. Safety fold over. No buttons, it's just pressure resistant. You open it as so, scissor clasp with 4 micro adjustments, and it's a pin and collar system, so it's not screw in place pins. The bracelet itself is okay, but again, if you look at this watch, it gives you that tough diver watch aesthetic. So why not put a diver's extension? That way, this looks like a serious diver watch. I do like the design of the timepiece, I just wish it was smaller. On paper, it seems like it has all the necessary specs, under $300 price tag, ceramic bezel, lumed bezel, sapphire crystal, automatic movement, Seiko NH35, 200 meters of water resistance, stainless steel bracelet, stainless steel case. So all of that on paper at least sounds good, but the execution itself, the quality control issues, they have to be improved. But with all that being said, those were just my opinions. Maybe you guys disagree. Leave your opinions in the comment section below. Let me know what you think about this watch. Do you like it? Do you hate it? What do you like about it? What you don't like about it? What are other alternatives for people with big wrists in this price category? Leave all those thoughts below. I always enjoy reading your comments. Subscribe to the YouTube channel if you haven't done so already. We release new videos every week. And give this video a thumbs up if you enjoyed it. By the way, today on my wrist, I'm wearing my Hamilton Air Race. I did a full review of this watch. That video can be found on the YouTube channel. I will also leave it linked in the description below. Also, in the description below, there are a couple of other links. The first link is a secret link. Have a look if you're curious. The second link is a link to bondnativstraps.com. If you're looking for a great quality native strap and want to support this YouTube channel at the same time, buying one of these native straps is a great way to do so. Thanks for watching this review. I hope you enjoyed it. I hope you had fun. And I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye. People always say that you're only sleepy in these videos. But look at you now. So alert. Did you hear something in the hallway? Is that what it is? Do you want to start filming? Are you ready to start filming? You look great. So I think we're ready to go. Just as soon as you sit down, we can start rolling.